Welcome to the Unbound Mind, a sacred space designed for the chosen ones, the visionaries, and the dreamers. This is more than a podcast. It's a call to rise beyond the ordinary.
Welcome back to the Unbound Mind. It's Taylor. This is episode 6, and today we're going to be talking about the power of divine love. We all have heard the saying, behind every successful or powerful man, there's a woman. But, baby, it's not just any woman. It's the one, okay? The one, not the two. It's a woman that has taken the time to do the inner work within herself, one who has elevated her consciousness, mastered her energy, and has aligned with her highest self. I came across a tweet. I'm going to tell y'all what the tweet said, okay? The tweet said, a woman who has done a lot of inner work to raise her consciousness level becomes a master at manifestation. When she finds a man who protects her, she can multiply his abundance. When she finds a man who she believes in, she can nurture his potential. And as I sat with this question, I began to think. I was thinking, and questions started to flood my mind. So I asked myself, why do some relationships create power couples that thrive and others will drain the literal life out of you? Why do some relationships multiply success and abundance and others seem to just be full of struggle and drama and pain? Like, don't nobody want to deal with that. And why do so many people glamorize toxic relationships? That is so counterproductive, and I don't understand it. Have you ever poured into someone, believed in them, supported them, only to realize that they just weren't ready to step up? If so, then this episode is for you. Now, let's talk about why some relationships thrive and some of them do the exact opposite. I can't even think of a word because I have so many words I want to say, but I'm trying to keep it cute. Anyways, it all comes down to alignment and energy dynamics. A power couple isn't just two successful people together, it's two whole people, emphasis on whole, self aware individuals operating from abundance. But when one or both partners are still carrying past wounds, carrying their drama, their pain, their limiting beliefs, or their infected mindset, the relationship has the potential to become a battlefield instead of a sanctuary. Let's break down the key factors that determine whether your relationship is multiplying or depleting your energy. For starters, let's start with alignment versus resistance. So, when both parties are equally yoked, meaning both partners are mentally, emotionally, and spiritually aligned, they have the power and the potential to create a force that will propel both individuals forward. But if one person is trying to go and the other person is resisting that, that's going to lead to an energy imbalance. That's going to lead to stagnation, frustration, burnout, drainage, anything you can think of that ain't what you want. This dynamic often shows up in those toxic relationships that our culture seems to glorify and love so much. I don't understand it. The ones where you're constantly fighting for a potential that never manifests. And let's be real, potential without action, baby, is a mere fantasy. It don't exist. It's a dream because you can't change anyone. The second key factor would be empowerment versus extraction. A woman who has done the inner work gives from overflow. She gives from abundance because that is what she's naturally aligned with. That's her energy. That means that her energy is pure, it's empowering, it's uplifting. But if she's pouring into someone that isn't ready or capable of receiving that, she's going to end up drained. Y'all know what it feels like. I mean, I do. And honestly, it goes the same for men. A man who is emotionally secure and in his purpose will lead, he will protect, and he will elevate his partner. He will be nice, he will be generous. But if a man is operating from his unhealed masculine, operating from that low vibrational energy, baby, he gonna do the exact opposite, and you gonna know. He will exploit you, he will take advantage of you, and he will prey on your vulnerabilities. like a hyena, like an animal, okay? Run fast. And let's be clear, it's not just men. It's plenty of women operating from that same exact energy. I call them vultures. And it's a lot of them out there. I ain't gonna lie. The third key factor is multiplication versus depletion. Feminine energy is expansive. Ooh, that's a good word. That's a great word. It's expansive. It nurtures, it builds, it multiplies. But if a woman is stuck in survival mode, repeating toxic cycles, or even constantly giving without receiving, that energy is going to be wasted. And when a man is misaligned, he won't be able to see your value. He won't be able to fully receive or reciprocate. And that, my friends, is the difference between a boy versus a man. And you know, like K. Michelle said, can't raise a man. He's already grown. What you gonna do? I used to sing that song with all my might. Yo, I was like 12. I didn't even know what she was talking about for real. But anyway, let's talk about why it's not about doing more, but being more. You can do everything under the sun for somebody, but if they aren't ready to receive that, if they don't have the capacity to receive that and trust that it's coming from a genuine place, baby, you just adding fuel to a fire that you'd never started. But anyways, now that we understand the difference between relationships that multiply versus relationships that drain, let's talk about what actually attracts and sustains high value connections. Because I don't know if y'all know. I don't. I see what's going on in these streets. I don't know if it's just because we in Houston, Texas. That could very likely be the reason, but I don't know. So I'm going to tell y'all. It's not about doing more, it's about being more. So many people think that if they just work harder, give more, buy Birkins, buy more gifts, or push through and stay down, then things will change. But the truth is, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And if you're out here living life settling for that, you're never going to have room to get what you actually want because you're aligned with that frequency, and it's the very same frequency that you're unsatisfied with. And that's where knowing your worth and having strong boundaries come into play. If you want a high value relationship, you have to become a high value partner. That's the only way it's going to work. You don't get to have it all and not walk the walk. You don't, no, that's not, no. Well, I mean, you can, but it's not going to feel right. If you want wealth, you have to develop a wealthy mindset. You're not going to come into your wealth era and you have the mindset of a poor man. If you want respect, you have to embody confidence and self-worth. You have to become what you are trying to be. And becoming is more powerful than just doing. Instead of forcing a relationship to work, focus on yourself, focus on your vibration so that the right connections can align with you. But the hard truth is, not everybody is ready. Everybody's not ready, babe. And you can't force growth onto someone who isn't willing to do the work. And if you try, they might do it for a little bit, but they're eventually going to start doing them because that's them. That's just who they are. Anybody can change, but I mean, you can stay down if you want to. I ain't doing that. You can believe in someone, you can support them, you can pour into them, but if they're not ready to step up, you're wasting your time and you're going to be the one that suffers. So let me ask you, are you willing to leave or are you hoping that they're going to change? Because personally, I've done the whole ride or die thing, and baby, it was not fun. I rolled over and I died. Like, it was not fun at all. I hated it there. And I know a lot of people may have been in this position as well, giving your all to somebody who didn't appreciate it, who didn't reciprocate it, or who simply wasn't capable of receiving it. Maybe they just thought you was too good to be true. Maybe they just couldn't see the goodness in you and they only saw the bad. Maybe they thought you were, I don't know, maybe they thought you had ulterior motives. Maybe they thought you were just, maybe they thought it was fake. Who knows? That's not your problem and it's not your failure. It's just a lesson in alignment. And if you don't learn the lesson, it's going to be the same exact thing in your next situation. So before you give your energy to someone, ask yourself, is this person willing to grow? Are they open to receiving what I bring to the table? Do they add to my life or do they take from it? Are we aligned? Are we truly aligned, or am I forcing something that is just simply not for me? And honestly, those answers be hurting sometimes. I ain't even gonna lie. But you got to be real with yourself at the end of the day. And honestly, not everybody is ready for the kind of love and support and experience that you bring. Everybody can't handle royalty, baby. They can't. They can't. I'm sorry. That's just the hard truth. And if you try to force something with someone who isn't in alignment, you're going to end up drained, frustrated, and maybe even resentful because you're wasting your time. The power lies in your choices. The biggest game changer in relationships is discernment, knowing when to invest and knowing when to walk away. When you align with someone who is also doing the work or who is already committed to doing the work, the relationship is going to become a source of elevation. It's going to be like something you never experienced. You guys could possibly multiply each other's success. You could learn from each other. They could expand you. You might deepen your love. And you might, I don't know, you might start manifesting all kind of stuff. You never know, because that energy, it just be so powerful. Like blessings will start to fall from the sky. I'm telling y'all. But if you attach yourself to someone that isn't aligned, you're gonna always feel like you're carrying the relationship alone. It's not gonna feel right. It's gonna feel one-sided. There's gonna be an imbalance, and you won't be able to ignore that. I feel like deep down we always know. Doing the work takes effort, though. It takes discipline, it takes commitment, it takes self awareness, it takes accountability. And I ain't gonna lie, a lot of people want the end result. Everybody wants the white picket fence, the family, the love, the success, the dream life, but they don't want to do the work. But for those who actually embrace the journey, the blessings, limitless. Before I wrap this up, though, I want to leave you guys with this question. Are you choosing relationships that multiply your energy, or are you settling for ones that drain it? Because at the end of the day, alignment is truly everything. And when you stop going against the grain, when you truly become the person who embodies the success, the love, and the abundance, you ain't got to chase. You ain't got to force. You ain't got to struggle. It ain't going to be no pain. It ain't going to be no toxic nothing. And I really want y'all to believe that, because I'm not going to lie. I'm not liking the representation of Black love. And I'm not going to say everybody has these toxic connections, but a lot of us do. And I just truly want better for us all. Like, I feel like we be having gender wars and all kind of nonsense, but whatever. The right relationships, opportunities, and blessings will naturally align with you when you become the person that you need to be. And that's all I wanted to say today. That's all for today's episode. If this resonated with you, share it with somebody who needs to hear it, because y'all don't be telling y'all friends. So I'll tell them for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review if you want to. Give me them 5 stars, okay? Stay aligned, stay intentional, and remember, you were chosen for more.
Thank you for joining me on The Unbound Mind, where we break free, rise higher, and step boldly into our greatest selves. If this episode sparked something in you, share it with someone ready to awaken their power. Remember, you are chosen, and the journey you're on is divine. Keep evolving, keep empowering, and stay unbound. Until next time, go out there and live your